So moving on to section 5.2, we're talking about finding probabilities in terms of normal distributions, where the main thing we have to make sure we understand is that when we're talking about a probability associated to a value that is approximately following a normal distribution, we can think about that in terms of the area underneath the normal curve. So again, that's a heady calculus topic, and that's a really intense integral to deal with. So I don't expect you to do that stuff by hand, but it is the fundamental relationship on which the next 3 or 4 chapters are built. So even if you don't perfectly understand exactly what's going on there, it is important that you have the picture in your mind and that you understand that when we're looking at something like this, when we're finding that area below x equals 600, what we're finding is the probability of getting a value below 600 for that normally distributed thing with mean mu is 500 and sigma is 100 of some units. So that language of CDFs, that language of areas underneath curves that we talked about in 5.1, is just a language of probabilities. And for these, if we ever have a normal distribution, we can always convert it to the standard normal by talking in terms of the z-scores that it specifically corresponds to. We can always restrict ourselves a little bit and reframe the picture around the standard normal curve instead, if we want to, especially if we want to use the tables. But generally, I do recommend doing this stuff by hand. It's my opinion, though. Anyway, this section's just going to be all about some examples, getting a sense of what this looks like, how we run these things, especially in terms of computation.